Just like these people are doing, it takes a lot of time, skill, and tools. Tools like hammers to drive nails, drills to make holes, a tape measure to make sure materials are the right size and length, a level to make sure everything is properly aligned, and a metal ruler called a square to help draw lines and angles for cutting. All these tools are used in order to measure, cut, form, and assemble all the pieces that are going to be used in framing the house. Now, the pieces that go into framing a house. There's the sills, the posts, the headers or bands, the sole plates, the studs, and the sheathing. That makes 7.
But what do they all mean? I mean, I know what a post is, but what's all that other stuff?
They kind of come together to form a jigsaw puzzle. Well, come on, I'll show you. Before they can even begin framing, they have to know where the walls are to be built. See the string? It's called a mason string or chalk line, and it's called that because it helps to draw a straight line on any kind of surface, including dirt. Now, you'll see here, the string itself is covered with chalk. So when you're sure about your measurements, you simply pull it back and snap the string. And it leaves a straight line on the surface. You want to try?
My turn.
Good one.
Now me.
Okay. Here, let me help you.
This would be a lot of help in art class.
Oh, you're right. It would be helpful in art class, and it's essential in construction. Oh, let's go this way. Now that they've marked where the walls go, they can begin putting the pieces of the puzzle together to make the frame. The sills go directly on top of the foundation and are used to fasten the frame to it. The sills themselves are usually attached to the foundation by means of 1/2-inch bolts called anchors. Sometimes other means are used to attach the frame to the foundation, but sills are the most common method. Then posts and studs are used to frame the wall. Studs are usually 2 inches thick and 4 inches wide, but if you want thicker walls to allow for more insulation, you can use a wider board like the 2x6 because the width of the studs determines how wide the wall space will be from the outside of the house to the inside of the house. Next comes the header, which frames the top of the windows and doors. When windows and doors are put into a wall, the opening for them has to be bigger than the window or door frame itself.
Wouldn't that make for some windy nights, Harry?
Well, it would, except that the space is necessary in order to block, adjust, and then level the windows or doors with things called trimmers or cripples. Well, that's so the windows and doors are installed properly, which makes it easier to open and close them. Then comes the sole or sole plate, which functions as the sill for a second story when you're building a 2-story house. Last, but certainly not least, comes the sheathing, which covers the outside of the house. Today, sheathing boards have been largely replaced by wood panels and wall boards. And those are the most important parts needed to frame a house. Want to see it all come together?
You bet.
Well, then let's watch them.
There's the sill. Those are the studs being put on. Here comes the header.
Now let's review what we've seen. Look up! If you want to create a great big house and you just can't wait, gotta stop, jump, back to the start, build it up, part by part with a blueprint. Have your master plan. You can do it, say yes you can. Just build from the bottom and soon you'll see a good foundation has stability. Come on, there's still a lot more to do. One tool I forgot to mention is a pencil.
A pencil?
Not just any pencil, a carpenter's pencil.
Well, here, let me sharpen it for you. Oh, it's coming. You see there? Oh, there it is. See that lead? Oh, I'm much better at shaving carrots, I think. Ta-da! See how big the point is? That's to make it easier for carpenters to ride on. To ride on things like, well, like wood. Marking on wood tells a carpenter what to cut, where to cut, and in what shape to cut it.
That's neat, Harry, but you said there were 2 ways to frame a house.
You're right. The second way is by pre-cutting and pre-building all the materials used in framing a house in a factory. And then you bring them to the construction site for assembly. Well, thanks. Here, I'll show you. To save money, sometimes entire homes are built inside a factory. Houses built in a factory require the same materials that are used on a construction site. Here, the workers are installing drywall. The frame is built on wheels in order to move the house when it is complete. A permanent heavy-duty barrier is securely fastened to form a tight seal against moisture. When houses are built inside a factory, they are referred to as manufactured houses. And when the pieces used for framing are built inside a factory, they're called manufactured pieces. Well, would you guys like to see some manufactured pieces?
You bet.
Well, I was hoping you'd say that because I think I see some right over there. Let's go.